And it is a lot going on in the world of Caitlin Clark. New sponsorships to the left, new deals to the right. It's a lot going on. We are going to get to every... Oh, that's a boss move. Oh, that's a crazy boss move. That's a flex. Hey, listen, I understand. You got Nike deals. You got freaking PGA Golf Tour, Live Golf Tour. You got hockey sponsor. I know you got a lot going on, but to turn down 15 M's.
The WNBA just imploded in the wildest way possible. Caitlin Clark, the league's biggest star, reportedly looked the commissioner dead in the eye, saw a record-breaking $50 million offer, and simply said, "No, I'm good." Just imagine that. $50 million sliding right back across the table like a cursed card. Fans are losing their minds, haters are celebrating, and the commissioner probably needs a therapy session after this one. It's pure, unfiltered chaos. And the craziest part? Nobody saw it coming.
15. After it started at 5.
Right.
But the official final offer was 50.
And get this, before Clark, the so-called massive WNBA contracts barely scratched $15 million, and that was usually stretched across an entire decade. 10 years. Then here comes Caitlin Clark, staring down a deal worth more than 3 times that in one shot. And she walks away from it without flinching. That's not just a business move, that's a seismic shift. It makes every past contract look like pocket change and leaves fans asking, if $50 million isn't enough to keep her, then what will be?
He must be making some good dough, and I just think that it was more like a league thing.
She didn't want to be
anything.
Yeah,
she had to give the WNBA
and I'm sure many offers came to her, especially after that. I think we helped her.
Yeah, make more money
with some more money. If anything, you got a name like Ice Cube offering you $15 million on publicly, man. You got all that. That's all you need. That's all you need for the other 5 and the other 5 and the other 5 to come together.
But here's where it gets really crazy. The WNBA just stumbled into a level of chaos that reality TV producers would envy. Picture this. The commissioner, brimming with confidence, slides a record-shattering $50 million contract across the table to Caitlin Clark. The moment is set for fireworks, tears, maybe even confetti cannons. Instead, Clark barely blinks. She shrugs, calmly says, "Huge offer, but no thanks," and that single moment lights the fuse. From there, the league didn't just react. They went absolutely nuclear. Fans are still in shock, haters are full-on raging, and the entire meltdown looks less like a professional sports league and more like a toddler in Walmart throwing a tantrum because the toy aisle is closed.
Unrivaled. If y'all thought a few million and some equity was going to get her to show up and play in your league, you got another thing coming. I said it. If Unrivaled want Caitlin Clark, y'all, a minimum of 10 million plus like 50% ownership of the whole league. That's where we start. That's the starting negotiation point. I might have undersold her, y'all. I might have undersold Caitlin Clark. Look at...
To truly understand why Caitlin Clark's rejection completely broke the internet, we have to rewind to her meteoric rise. Because here's the thing, she isn't just a basketball player. She's a walking cheat code. Back in college, Clark casually drained threes from what felt like the parking lot, making defenders look like confused extras in her own highlight reel. Fans weren't just attending her games, they were begging for tickets, cramming into arenas just to witness the spectacle. She wasn't simply a star, she was a full-blown phenomenon. And then came the bombshell. Reports revealed the WNBA was on track to lose roughly $50 million this year. A massive number even by their standards, and far worse than previous yearly losses. The brutal truth hit. Without Clark, the league might not even be standing. The WNBA is essentially on financial life support, and Caitlin Clark is the one keeping the machine alive. By the time she finally stepped onto a WNBA court, Clark wasn't just a rookie. She was an entire economy in sneakers. Merchandise sales skyrocketed, ticket prices soared through the roof, and arenas suddenly looked like Taylor Swift concerts, just without the friendship bracelets. So, it made perfect sense why the WNBA tried to lock her down. They slid across the table a jaw-dropping $50 million contract, a number the league had never even dared whisper before. And here's the kicker. Before Clark, most WNBA players were scraping by on deals so small they wouldn't even cover an NBA rookie's sneaker budget. Clark didn't just raise the bar, she changed the entire game.
All right, recent report dropped that the Big Three reportedly offered Caitlin Clark 15 M's for 10 games, but she declined. Crazy. Her endorsement deals must be pretty decent for her to willingly turn that down, because we know her WNBA salary is nothing to brag about. But for her to do that, I guess I look at it like this. If she were to have accepted that before she even stepped foot on a WNBA court, I could only imagine how they would have treated her. I don't even think she would have made it through half the season. She would have had a season-ending injury for sure.
You have to understand, this deal wasn't just about money. It was basically a desperate public love letter from the WNBA. It screamed, "Please, Caitlin, don't leave us. We need you more than oxygen." But then came the ultimate twist, the shocking rejection. This wasn't just a no. This was a nuclear-level shutdown. The kind that makes the person offering it instantly question every single life choice that led them to that moment. Picture it, the commissioner, months of planning, carefully crafting the perfect marriage proposal. The ring is ready. Fireworks queued up. A crowd standing by with iPhones recording in 4K. And right when it's supposed to be the big yes moment, Clark shuts it down in front of everyone. Brutal. But here's the kicker. She doesn't need them. With massive endorsements from Nike, Gatorade, State Farm, you name it, Clark is already sitting at a table stacked with offers worth double that $50 million. Smiling in commercials and casually draining logo threes pays way better than a league paycheck. The WNBA thought they were dangling the deal of a lifetime. But Caitlin Clark knows her value. She's not just another player. She's the main attraction, the sole reason casual fans even bother tuning in.
And she declined it. If that doesn't tell you how much money Caitlin Clark is making, I don't know, bro. Cause who's saying no to $15 million for 10 games? She doesn't even have to score 10 points and she still would be making more than a lot of NBA players make. But Caitlin Clark isn't even back from an injury yet to play for the Indiana Fever. Do you guys think Caitlin Clark should have taken this $15 million deal?
At this point, Caitlin Clark is basically what Wi-Fi is to your house. Sure, you could technically survive without it, but good luck convincing anyone to actually stick around. That's how essential she's become to the WNBA. The fallout from her rejection was instant and explosive. Fans split down the middle, half crowning her a genius for knowing her worth, the other half branding her reckless for walking away. Sports media lost its collective mind, spinning the story like a mix between a Wall Street crash and a royal scandal. Headlines screamed, "Is Caitlin Clark destroying the WNBA?" And honestly, deep down, the league probably had to wonder the exact same thing. Here's the reality. Without Clark, the WNBA risks fading into the background again, stuck fighting for airtime between cornhole tournaments and midnight bowling reruns. That $50 million offer? It wasn't generosity. It was pure insurance. The league knows it. Clark knows it. And she simply reminded them that she doesn't need the WNBA nearly as much as they desperately need her. It's like Netflix begging Taylor Swift for an exclusive concert special, only for her to laugh and say, "That's cute. I made more selling vinyl last week." The power dynamics flipped instantly. And here's the kicker. The WNBA didn't take this rejection quietly. No, they went into full-blown panic mode, scrambling to figure out what comes next.
And speaking of basketball, your cousin Caitlin Clark just got an 8-figure deal with Nike. Yeah. A lot of people in our community is up in arms. They not feeling that. They mad Aja Wilson don't got a shoe yet. And it's simple math, bro. Aja Wilson played in the championship for the WNBA, and the final game peaked at like 1.2 million. Caitlin Clark played in the Final Four, and the game before the championship game peaked at 17 million viewers.
Caitlin Clark is gonna come to the WNBA and violate that shit.
Picture the WNBA boardroom after Caitlin Clark's rejection. Executives pacing, sweating, probably debating if selling plasma could scrape together another $20 million. Social media managers went into absolute panic mode, flooding timelines with highlight reels, hashtags, and those painfully corny motivational quotes about growing the game. But here's the thing, The damage was already done. The narrative was out there. Caitlin Clark didn't just reject the offer. She flexed on the entire league in front of the world. And now comes the bigger question. What does this really mean for the WNBA's future? If one player can stare down a record-shattering $50 million contract and casually shrug it off, what does that say about the league's ability to keep its biggest stars? Because here's the kicker. Caitlin isn't the only one who knows her worth. Other players are watching. They're calculating. They're taking notes. Meanwhile, the commissioner? Probably still replaying that moment at 3 a.m., wondering how their dream proposal turned into a living nightmare. And if you thought the WNBA would just nod politely and move on, think again. This league doesn't back down when it's cornered. It doubles down. And trust me, the drama? It's only just getting started.
WNBA needs to do something about this. Kathy Engelberg, you need to get a hold of what's going on here. The officiating Kelsey Mitchell getting knocked around like a damn pinball, shoots 4 free throws. Aaliyah Boston plays an entire game as big, as strong, as physical as she is. Aaliyah Boston shoots 0 free throws. And she wasn't standing at the 3-point line. The officiating is flat out atrocious. Everybody else is getting calls. I think it's ridiculous. Just the fact that Aaliyah Boston shot 0 free throws tells you everything in itself.